Hello everyone, this is me Arun. My register number is 18BEC0996 and slat 82T82. My serial number is 57. Now I am going to say about digital assignment 2. I am taking the literature paper high performance based FPGA floating point for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division for 64-bit and 128-bit. Let's see brief about the digital assignment 2. In the first question, they are asked explain how the selected paper related to the COA syllabus curriculum. So in this paper, the implementation of DSP modules such as floating point ALU are presented and designed in this paper. So the design is based on high performance FPGA cyclone T and the implementation is done after functional and timing simulation. So that is included in the COA syllabus. So then the simulation tool is used for model sim. The tool is for synthesis and implementation. The experimental results shows the functional and the timing analysis for all the DSP models carried out using high performance synthesis software for Altera. So the Altera and model sim is based on the nearly based on the COA syllabus. So that's it. For the second question here asked, draw the existing architecture discussed in this paper using Microsoft Visio and adaptive Photoshop software in encapsulated PostScript file format. This is the adder and subtractor for 64-bit floating point adder and subtractor. FPGA based 64-bit adder and subtractor. You can see I make this circuit diagram used the Microsoft Visio. Here you can see for the multiplier and the divider. This is also I make used by Microsoft Visio. Here you can see two inputs are given, input A and input Y, input X and input Y. The inputs are, for example, I consider 64 bits for multiplier and divider. So the inputs X is consists 64 bits and Y also consists 64 bits. In the first bit is consists sign and remaining next that 11 bits is considered unbiased exponent and the last 50 bits is considered mantissa. It's same looking for this input Y. So then it's going to the 11 bit to 11 bit adder, then and this output is going to the 11 bit adder, some vedic multiplier is there. So then the 11 bit adder will go to subtractor with the 1023. So that then the final output also it's come for the 64 bit. And the 64-bit first bit is called for the sign, which means a sign only have the 0 or 1. If the sign is have the 0, so then the output is the positive number. If it is sign is contain 1, then the output will be negative. So next 11 bits is considered as exponent and the last 52 bits is considered mantissa. Next question, draw the laboratory results and graphs using Microsoft Office Suite in the encapsulated for scripts file format. Here I tabulated how the FPGA high performance floating point adder subtractor multiplier divider, how to take the clocks, give the output for this each operations. For example, for the floating point adder, it takes 5 nanoseconds, and for floating point subtractor it takes the clocks 4 nanosecond. For multiplier it takes 10 nanosecond. For the divider it takes 11 nanosecond. For example, if consider for this it gives the output for the floating point adder, it gives the output after 7 cycles for 36.93 nanosecond. For the subtractor it gives the output for after 4 cycles and 18.565 nanoseconds. For the multiplier it gives the output for after 5 cycles and 56.91 nanosecond. For the divider it 50 cycles. So from the tabulation you can easily find out for the floating point subtraction it gives the output fastly for the only 4 cycles and 18.565 nanoseconds. This is the WS form. Also on graph I used. Here you can see for the CPU1, CPU4, FPGA 100 and FPGA 3 to 4. In the x-axis it has, in the y-axis, x-axis is has subgraphics. In the y-axis is has processing time for graph. Processing time for the CPU 1 it takes 47.2 seconds. For the CPU 4 it takes 10 seconds. For the FPGA 100 it takes 120 milliseconds. Is 3 to 4 it takes 33 milliseconds. So that's why I may take this FPGA. So it takes only minimum time to processing the units. Only 33 milliseconds only it takes. Then we see going to the fourth question. Draw the proposed architecture discussed in the paper using the Microsoft Visio. So this is the proposed architecture for 64-bit. The reset klaxon and flip flop on arithmetic logic units. This kind of also is there. Some adder is there. So here you can see it is for the 64 bits. This is for the 180 bit adder. Functional diagram for this 180 bit adder. It also have some flip flops, some arithmetic logic units, some adder also is there. You can see this is I make by using draw.io. Next question, if you go into next question, draw the transistor level for the internal diagrams using multisim archives. But I using to draw the transistor level. I using the model sim for the multiplier. Some operation I make the circuit using the model sim. Here you can see. Here you give the inputs. You can get the output from the here. For the multiplier, you can get the output here. For the adder and subtractor, you can get the output from here. So if you go to get the output for the adder and subtractor, it look like this. Here you can see for the adder, it gives the output to look like this in the model sim. If you see in the subtractor, it gives output like this. For the multiplier and the divider, if you take, it gives the output for the multiplier look like this. It is input, it gives the output it like this. You can see it is for the divider. If you give the input for time delay, it gives the output for the particular time. It is high for the after that particular times it going to the low. So this you can see. If you go to the next question, sixth question, compare the proposed architecture with existing architecture in your reference books. If you take in the reference books, there are 4 types of exceptions that arise in the standard architecture. The overflow exception one, and the other one is underflow exception. One is division and invalid operation exceptions. There are 4 exceptions there. If you consider overflow exceptions, it occurs when the result has an exponent of 0x ff, or if any input operator is infinity, it is called overflow exceptions. For underflow exceptions, it occurs if the implicate bit of the results is 0, or if the exponent out is 126 or the 0 or oxyn in the number is 2, it is called underflow exception. It is small to be there represented full in the single precision format. Another one exception is division by the 0 exception. It occurs when the divisor is 0, the result will be infinity. So this exception is called division by the 0 exceptions. And the last one is invalid operation exceptions. It occurs only operation cannot be performed an operand. For example, if you consider for the subtractions of the infinite and the any inputs, this is you can't do get the output. So this exception is called invalid operation exceptions. Next question, if you go to the next question, for the 7th question, you can still list the advantages of the proposed design over existing design from the standard method. Here they are asked advantages for the proposed design. These are the some advantages for this proposed design. For addition and subtraction and exponent overflow and the significant overflow and overflow exception, underflow exception, I am listed. These are the, if you want to study, you can study some advantages. If you consider for the addition and subtraction, it is necessary for the ensure that both operands have the same exponent value. This is the advantages. For the exponent, a positive exponent exceeds the maximum possible exponent value. In some systems, this is either designless or here I listed. Then if you go to the 8th question, They asked list the merits and demerits of the proposed and existing techniques graduates. Here I listed the merits and demerits of the proposed and executing techniques. If you want to study, if I consider here is merits. If you go into the demerits, the invalid appraisal exception is happened, and some exception is happened. I already say this is the demerits of this existing techniques, proposed techniques. Some merits also is there. Next, they are asked list the application of proposed design. So application I listed here. The closeness of floating point represented is actual values called as accuracy. So it gives the accuracy value, and also all of this visible number as well as other visible numbers is are subnormal numbers represented through the use of the special bit pattern in the exponent field. So it gives the accuracy value with the exponent and signs and matrix value. So this is the basic application of the floating points, addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Then the last question here asks draw the flow chart for the algorithm or transistor level circuit. Here I is the flowchart for the addition and subtraction. This is the flowchart for the addition and subtraction. And this is for the multiplication. This is for the division. If you go into see about the addition and subtraction, here you can see there are n1 and n2 two inputs are given. If okay here you can check some conditions, and then there is a checked is sign is positive or negative. This condition is checked over here this steps is for the additions, this is for the subtraction. In the final output here you can 32-bit format, it gives the 32 format. If you want if you give the 64-bit format, it gives the input. If you give the input as 64-bit format, it gives the output as 64-bit format. That's it. If you go into the multiplier, it's same for this, nearly same for the addition and subtraction. Just compute the sign using the XOR for S1 and S2. Then some bias they are using, and the final give the 32-bit format output. And the final S, M, and E. This gives the S and M A sign and matrix and exponent for the 32-bit. If you give the 64-bit input, it gives the 64-bit format output. First I already say first bit is for the sign, and next the 11 bits is for exponent, and the last 52 bits it's for matrix. So this is the flow diagram for the division. Is near same to the multiplier. Only one will be a change. Is m equal to 0, the exponent is for 0. That's only one will be changed for the multiplier division. It's also give the it's for only 32-bit format, but if you give the 64-bit input, it gives the 64-bit output. Okay. In the last you want to see q equal to x by d, n1 equal to x, and n2 equal to d, which means q into quotients in n1 and n2. N1 means x, n1 to n2 mean divisions. So this is for this divisions. Okay, that's why for the last question. Let's we go how to I make this flow diagram. I use the online software draw.io to make this flow chart. Here you can see addition and subtraction. I also shared my link in my Google Drive. You can see in the drive. This is where the multiplication, and this is for this division. If you want see fully about that, so then you go to my Google Drive. Here the all the information is have in that. So if you want, you're going to study in that. Okay, that's it, friends, for the DA2. First, thank you.